If you've been reefing for a while, you know how crucial proper filtration is for maintaining a healthy tank. Now, with the best intentions and the best equipment, mistakes can still happen, and they can have seriously negative effects on our reef tanks. So today, I'm going to talk to you guys about some of the common mistakes that you can make in your aquarium and how to negate them so that you keep your tank running healthy and smoothly. Okay, so the first mistake would be not replacing your filter socks regularly. Filter socks capture all kinds of detritus, fish waste, excess food, anything that's floating around in the water column. But they can fill up quickly, get clogged, and really become a source of poor water quality if you're not careful. So make sure you're setting a timer to check these and possibly replace them at least every 3 days. Now, if changing filter socks and checking them on a regular basis isn't really your bag, you could always opt for something like a fleece roller. Still gonna have to maintain the equipment, but you're not gonna have to go in there and check those filter socks as regularly, so it's a little less maintenance. All right, so the next mistake is missizing your protein skimmer. I see a lot of cases out there where a protein skimmer is either too small or too big for the system that it's on. Now, the problem with this is if you have a protein skimmer that's way too small for the system that you're working with, the protein skimmer may not be able to keep up with the bioload. Additionally, if you want to add more bioload later on down the line, or you want to just upgrade to maybe a larger tank and use that equipment, you're not going to be able to do so. Protein skimmer that's too large, you either just won't get skimmate, or in some cases you'll skim too much and reduce the nutrient to a point that isn't good for the corals. For that reason, it's important that when you're selecting your protein skimmer, you're going by the manufacturer recommendations for both tank size and bioload. They've done a lot of the work and the research so that you don't have to, and it makes it really easy. Next up is running GFO or carbon constantly. So a lot of people think that in order to achieve pristine, crystal clear water, you have to run carbon or GFO all the time. That's not necessarily the case, and while both of these components are very important to the reef aquarium, they really only need to be used as needed. If you have an algae bloom or you've got water discoloration, that's a great time to go in and add some carbon. Or if you've got increased phosphates, you can add some GFO to pull those out of the water, but there's no need to have those running constantly. All right, the next mistake would be neglecting sump and AIO maintenance. Now, these are really easy to overlook because it's not places that we commonly look. We're paying attention to the equipment, we're paying attention to the water quality, but we're not, especially in an AIO, we're not looking at those filtration chambers themselves. So it's important to go in about once a month and really give your sump and your AIO chambers a good look, a good go over, get all that detritus out, pull out all the filter sponges, things like that. Make sure that you're getting that detritus broken up, back into the water column, filtered out to keep your tank running nice and clean. And that brings us to skipping filtration equipment maintenance. Keeping up on your maintenance on your equipment is something that we all hate to do, but not doing so can reduce the lifespan of your equipment and degrade your water quality over time. So it's important to make sure that everything's functioning as it should. Every week, I like to go in and just give everything a good glance, make sure it's working as it should, and then every month or two, get in, take things apart, really give them a deep clean to make sure they're working as expected and that my water quality is well taken care of. All right, the next mistake is ignoring sponge filters or using them at all. So sponge filters in either your AIO or your sump weirs can build up a ton of nutrients. These things are nitrate traps. So it's important to get in there. Again, I would say on a weekly basis, remove these, rinse them out in salt water because there's a lot of beneficial bacteria that could be living in this. Rinse them out, give them a good squeeze, get all that detritus out, and then replace them. But don't forget them, they can really lead to some degrading water quality. And that brings us to our next mistake, which is underestimating biological filtration. Now, a lot of reefers will rely solely on things like mechanical filtration or protein skimmers in their sump or in their AIO for their water quality. However, a really good biological filtration system is essential for breaking down nutrients and maintaining a healthy aquarium. Now, most of us are gonna have live rock in our aquariums already, but one of the easiest things you can do to increase biological filtration is adding some sort of biomedia to either your sump or your AIO compartments. Things like biospheres or even additional live rock can have a huge impact on your water quality and the overall health of your system. So thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time.